Yeah, but look, we are talking about Chelsea. Arsenal are the best with set pieces, but Chelsea are just behind them.
They're the second best.
Yeah, so...
fine margins.
Yeah, fine margins there. And of course, if you want Saliba and Gabriel to be there. But I'm not going to say if those two were there, certainly Chelsea are not going to score because Chelsea are also great at that. Yeah. It's just that the frequency at which Arsenal does it is overwhelming, so everybody pays attention to Arteta's team. But Chelsea have got a weapon in themselves when they are attacking set pieces.
DK, you wanted to talk about the details in the match.
Yeah.
What stood out for you? Where did, like, from an Arsenal point of view or Chelsea point of view, how was the game won? How was it lost? Not necessarily by the result, but performance-wise.
Look, it was a very interesting game. I thought Arsenal went into the game as favourites. But 5 minutes into the game, Zubimendi picks a yellow card.
Yellow card.
By halfway through the first
5 minutes
half,
later,
Cuckoo also gets a yellow card. But by halfway through the first half, Arsenal's DM and 2 of their centre-backs had a yellow card. Then, end of the first half, left-back also had a yellow card. So there were 4 out of the 5 defenders in the Arsenal team, that's the back 4 plus the one who is offering the protection, were on yellow cards. And that is always going to affect the way you approach a game. So what did Arteta do at halftime? He took off Calafiori, who had a yellow card, and brought in Miles Kelly. Then what does Miles Kelly do? 10 minutes into the second half, also gets a yellow card. Then you ask yourself from an Arsenal point of view, so why didn't Arteta change? Then you look on the bench. There were only 2 defenders on the bench in the game. He brought on Miles Kelly, and the only other option was Ben White. Ben White's replacement is Timber, the only defender who didn't have a yellow card, so you can't make that swap. So you had to hope that Miles Kelly at left back, Hinkapie, and then Mosquera will not make another mistake. Zubimendi, who usually sets the tempo of the game, and that's when you need. That's why it's so important to look at this from the cards they received and how it affected Arsenal's approach. Because obviously, on paper, if a team goes down or if a team has a man's advantage, you expect them to release the shackles, go at them. But the reason why Arsenal couldn't do that was the tactical change Maresca made, bringing on Garnacho, Pedro Neto. Chelsea defended really well, very solid, and they were going very direct on. If you noticed, they were not interested in passing their way out of trouble. Route 1 and running at the players who had the yellow cards. So if you commit players forward and they are found lacking, you would have to foul. And that foul is a second yellow card, which balances the numbers. So then, now Arteta had to retreat a bit and try and take the steam out of the game. The person who was doing that, if you lose the game and in transition, Zubimendi will have to make a tackle. So eventually, he had to sub off Zubimendi and bring Rice into that position. So it was basically chess that Arteta was playing, which was very smart because, again, it's experience that will teach you that sometimes it's just good to accept. It was first versus second. If they draw the game, the points gap is still the same. If he risked it, and if Arteta knew
were capable of winning,
Arteta knew that if any of his players got a second yellow card and it became 10-0, Chelsea would go on to win because they had momentum, mentality-wise. They were just pumped up for the game. So he had to be smart about it. And if you look at the second half, I was telling a Chelsea fan, calm down. Watch that second half again. Chelsea didn't create anything.
No, they didn't.
It was that corner kick. After the corner kick, it was noisy possession on the counter. It looks dangerous. But the best opportunities came from Arsenal. And that was smart. When Gyökeres came on, they changed their style. He sent both Merino and Gyökeres almost like a front two. Merino had that really good chance that Sanchez ended up saving on the near post. Brilliant left-handed save. And then the last-minute chance that Timber just took off Gyökeres. Bro, like, Sanchez had already committed himself.
Yeah,
it was a clean goal. So when I look at this game, I credit Arteta for being smart. It's not your normal...
He did the right
He did the right things. It's not your normal 10 versus 11 game where you just have to go on.
Because Chelsea had the capability.
Chelsea had the capabilities of exposing it, and Chelsea wanted to get that Arsenal man sent off. And he had to be very smart about it. They were on the edge. And I think he played a really smart game and got a point. And at the end of the day, I think it's still advantage Arsenal.
Let's talk